you're struggling in business and life, one of the main contributing factors is that you're not keeping promises to yourself. This ultimately leads to you feeling overwhelmed, like you've hit a plateau, like you can't do it, or that you're not cut out to achieve something in your life. So what I'm going to do today is break down the 5 Ds that kill your business and keep you from fulfilling the promises you make to yourself. All too many people build this self-doubt because of the fact that every time they say they're going to do something, it somehow, for some reason, doesn't come to life. And I'm going to break down how you can get over that so that you can start to build massive momentum in your business and life and start to achieve anything that you want. I'm going to break down an exact example so that you can relate this to your business, because once you understand these 5 Ds and how to apply it, it will completely change the trajectory of every single aspect of your business and life. Okay, so because I primarily talk about business on my channel, I'm going to use a business example, but this applies to anything in your life, business, relationships, health, anything. So let's just use this as a reference point, and then you can apply this to any aspect of your business or life. So the example I'll use is, let's say you're a brand new real estate agent and you want to do 24 deals this year. Let's go through the 5 Ds of what usually leads to agents not doing 24 deals in their first year and falling very much short of that, which is what yields the average statistic in real estate of 87% of agents failing because of these 5 Ds. So without further ado, let's dive into them. Number 1 is doubt. Doubt in yourself of if you can actually do this. So many agents say that they want to do 24 deals in their first year, similar to any business or any aspect of life where people are telling you what you should do, or you've got a certain goal that is of the industry standard. But a lot of times there's some level of doubt that you have where you're saying you want to do it, but you have not fully yet convinced yourself that you believe you're capable of doing it. You're saying it because it's the industry norm or it's what everybody else has done, but you're doubting yourself. And what happens is that doubt starts to weigh extremely heavy on you because you have not yet fully convinced yourself that you're capable of doing it, or you don't have this unwavering confidence that you will do it. It's doubt that stems from maybe past failure. Maybe it stems from, other aspects of your life that did not go so well, or you didn't achieve certain goals, or you weren't a high performer, and you're telling yourself you want to do something, but then you've got this doubt. And as you start to go through the motions of doing what you know you need to do to hit that goal, that doubt consciously weighs on the back of your mind, and it gets to the point where you say you're going to do something, like you say you're going to prospect, you say you're going to do videos, but because you're doubting that it's even possible for you to do, you start to not do the prospecting, you start to not do the videos because you say, you know what, maybe I can't even do it. Maybe I'm not cut out for it. And that doubt is what really starts to weigh heavy and keep you from fulfilling those promises to yourself. Number 2 is a big one, which is distortion. And this is making a problem much bigger or much smaller than it actually is. So let me give some context to that so that you better understand. So let's say that you want to do 24 deals in your first year of real estate, and you know that you need to prospect for 3 hours a day, maybe 3 to 5 times a week. You know that you need to do 2 videos a week on YouTube and have an active presence on a daily basis on other social media platforms and simply just connect with people. Well, one of 2 things happens. So the first one is one that most people fall victim to, which is the distortion in the direction of making it a bigger problem than it actually is. So they think, oh my God, 3 hours of prospecting, how, I can't even pick up the phone. It weighs 1,000,000 pounds. I have to go door knock. What if they shut the door on me? What if it doesn't work? What if they swear? Or 2 videos a week, I can't even get in front of the camera. How can I do that? I'm an introvert. I'm not comfortable speaking into this device very here. Or social media, I've never even opened it before. And they make it this big, grandiose problem. Or something goes wrong along your journey where maybe you get your first deal and the property doesn't sell. Oh my gosh, my first deal, I can't get it done. Is every deal gonna be like this? Is every client gonna terminate their listing with me? And you start to make things a much bigger problem than it actually is, which starts to get that feeling of overwhelm, and then you fall victim to not fulfilling the promises to yourself. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, some people make it much easier than it actually is. So they'll say 2 videos a week, no problem. That's just, 2 15 videos a week. I can do that at any time. 3 hours of prospecting, That's 3 hours out of a 12-hour day. How difficult can it be? Knock on some doors, make a couple phone calls. Who cares if I get rejected? It's not a big deal. But what you'll see is that the time management and the mental grit and the fortitude it takes to do that is very much a big deal, and you make it easier. So what happens is you start to say, you know what, I didn't get those 2 videos done this week. I can get it done next week. I'll do 4. It's no big deal. And you start to fail to keep the promises to yourself. So distortion is a big one, and you really have to audit as you're going through your business and life. When certain thing comes up, or whenever you're making specific goals, are you making it a much bigger problem than it needs to be? Or are you underestimating it and making it a much easier process and not really giving credit to how much work it's actually going to take to achieve a set goal? Number 3 is going to be discouragement, and this happens inevitably in everybody's part of a journey. So let's talk about, again, keeping very similar on track with the theme of maybe prospecting and video content on a journey of an agent looking to do 24 deals in their first year. What happens is people get discouraged because they say, again, no problem, 3 hours of prospecting, let's hit those phones, let's hit those doors. 3 hours later, 300 phone calls later, 0 leads. Day 1. Day 2 rolls by, 0 leads again. Day 3 rolls by. Maybe you start to build momentum and you get 1 lead, you call them, and they're not ready to buy right now. And you start to get discouraged. And same thing goes with video content. I see this constantly where agents are gonna do, 2 videos a week, and then they put out content for 1, 2, 3 months, and they don't yet get a client. They say, I've done 3 months of content, 2 videos a week, and I still don't have a client. It's never gonna work out for me. And they get discouraged. And what happens is this again starts to make you fail to keep those promises to yourself to stay consistent and stay on track, because you say, you know what, I've done it for 3 months. Maybe I just can't do it. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe all these other people had something unique about them that I don't have, and you start to get discouraged to continue to do it. Or cold calling, door knocking, or again, any avenue of prospecting, maybe I just don't have the right script and I'm not gonna change it, but maybe it's just not for me. Or maybe I'm just not cut out to do that, and it's not gonna work out. And you start to get discouraged because what's happening is that the tangible outcome is not aligning with the work ethic you're putting in, but that goes back to the important notion of delayed gratification. Number 4 is distraction. Things that start to get in the way of the journey of you doing the things you know you need to do. So for example, keeping on theme, this could be like prospecting, but then there's 2 different types of distractions. There's going to be life distractions and business distractions. Well, on the life distraction side, you've got trips coming up. Your friends ask for you to go on a boat trip. They ask you to go on some, trip to an all-inclusive place and go party for a week. And it's really enticing. And you're burnt out, you're exhausted, it's not coming together, you're discouraged, and you take the distraction. Or maybe content's not working out on this certain platform, 3 months of content on YouTube, you haven't yet got a client, distraction, AI pops up, TikTok pops up, this pops up, that pops up. And instead of staying consistent to the mission, to the proven process, they start to look at these distractions and these shiny pennies of, oh my God, this agent crushed it on this platform. Well, maybe YouTube's not for me. I'll go over there. Or prospecting, really can't make it work at that. Maybe it's not for me. I'm going to do this instead. And they start jumping from one thing to the next, or they start taking the bait of distractions that are deviating their focus from where they know they need to be. And the number 5 is division, which is being torn between certain things that you want. So oftentimes what happens in real estate is you're torn between the lifestyle that you would like to have as well as the business that you want to have. And what most people fail, especially in their first year of any business, is that they underestimate the sacrifice that it's going to take to build the momentum to yield that lifestyle that you want. So what happens is you're torn between, right now it's perfectly sunny at one of the most beautiful days that we've had this year, and I'm in here recording content. Do I need to be recording content? No, but I'm not torn because I know what I'm working toward. I'm not excited about going out and having a patio beer. Would it be nice? Yes, but I'm not doing it because I have crystal clear focus of fulfilling the promises I've made to myself to record content today. So I'm not torn, but a lot of people get torn between this lifestyle and this balance that they want to have with the business that they want to have. And what most people start realizing is that to build the business that you want to have, you have to make a sacrifice of that lifestyle for the interim until you build momentum, which could take, like many, 3 years to do. And that division starts to really weigh heavy, where again, most people would say it's the nicest day of the year so far. Everybody's out. It's a Saturday. It's gorgeous. I can do these videos another day. I'm gonna go out, have dinner on a patio, or I'm gonna go out for a walk or a bike or a hike or a drive or do something, because I'll just do these videos another time. That is failing to keep the promise to yourself. So these are the 5 Ds that you need to start looking at very consciously and audit how you approach every aspect of your business and life, because once you get to the point where you can resolve these 5 Ds, or at least have a better handle on them, your business and your life will completely change and you will start to achieve everything you've ever wanted.